The Mastery of Love. By Don Miguel Ruiz. The Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz is a book that explores the nature of love and how to cultivate it in our lives. The book is divided into 3 parts, each with several chapters. Chapter 1. The Wounded Mind. In this chapter, Ruiz talks about how our mind becomes wounded as we grow up, due to the negative beliefs and ideas that we learn from society, our family, and our own experiences. These wounds create fear, anger, jealousy, and other negative emotions that prevent us from experiencing love in its purest form. Ruiz emphasizes the importance of self-love and the need to heal our wounded minds. He suggests that we need to become aware of our negative beliefs and thought patterns, and replace them with positive ones. This involves a process of self-reflection and self-discovery, where we learn to love and accept ourselves as we are, and let go of the past. Don Miguel Ruiz discusses the concept of the wounded mind and how it affects our relationships with others. He explains that the wounded mind is the result of the domestication we experience as children, which teaches us to conform to society's expectations and beliefs. This domestication causes us to adopt limiting beliefs about ourselves and the world around us, leading to feelings of unworthiness and fear. Ruiz also discusses how the wounded mind affects our relationships with others. He explains that when we have a wounded mind, we look for others to validate us and make us feel whole. This leads to codependent relationships and a lack of self-love and self-acceptance. To heal the wounded mind, Ruiz emphasizes the importance of self-love and acceptance. He explains that we need to unlearn the limiting beliefs we were taught as children and replace them with empowering beliefs that reflect our true nature. We also need to learn to love ourselves unconditionally and accept all parts of ourselves, including our flaws and imperfections. Ruiz also emphasizes the importance of being aware of our thoughts and beliefs and how they affect our relationships with others. He explains that when we can become aware of our wounded mind, we can start to heal and create healthier, more loving relationships with others. Chapter 2. The Loss of Innocence. In this chapter, Ruiz discusses how we lose our innocence as we grow up, and how this loss affects our ability to love. He argues that we are all born with an innate sense of love and innocence, but as we interact with the world around us, we begin to adopt negative beliefs and ideas that separate us from our true nature. Ruiz suggests that we need to rediscover our inner child and reconnect with our sense of innocence and wonder. This involves letting go of our past hurts and negative beliefs, and approaching life with a childlike curiosity and openness. Don Miguel Ruiz discusses how we lose our innocence as we grow up and how it affects our ability to love and be loved. He explains that as children, we are innocent and open-hearted, but as we grow up, we start to learn limiting beliefs and judgments from our families, friends, and society. These limiting beliefs cause us to lose our innocence and close off our hearts, making it difficult to love and be loved. Ruiz also discusses the impact of our past experiences on our ability to love. He explains that when we experience pain and suffering in relationships, we can start to build walls around our hearts to protect ourselves. These walls prevent us from being vulnerable and open, which is necessary for true love to flourish. To regain our innocence and open our hearts, Ruiz emphasizes the importance of forgiveness and letting go of the past. He explains that when we hold on to past hurts and grievances, we continue to suffer and remain stuck in the same patterns. By forgiving ourselves and others, we can release the past and open ourselves up to love and joy in the present moment. Ruiz also discusses the importance of self-love and acceptance in regaining our innocence. He explains that we need to learn to love ourselves unconditionally and accept all parts of ourselves, including our flaws and imperfections. Only then can we truly love and be loved without judgment or conditions. Chapter 3. The Track of Love. In this chapter, Ruiz talks about the track of love, which is the path that we follow in order to experience love in its purest form. He suggests that this track involves 4 steps. Step 1. Awareness. Becoming aware of our negative beliefs and thought patterns, and the ways in which they prevent us from experiencing love. Step 2. Understanding. Understanding that our negative beliefs and thought patterns are not based in reality, and learning to let go of them. Step 3. Forgiveness. Forgiving ourselves and others for the hurts and wounds of the past, and releasing the negative emotions associated with them. Step 4. Love. Opening ourselves up to love and experiencing it in its purest form, without fear or judgment. Ruiz emphasizes that the track of love is not an easy path, and that it requires constant self-reflection, self-discovery, and self-love. But he argues that by following this track, we can overcome our wounds and experience the true beauty and power of love in our lives. Don Miguel Ruiz discusses the track of love and how we can use it to cultivate healthy, loving relationships. He explains that the track of love is a journey of self-discovery that leads to the ultimate destination of unconditional love. Ruiz emphasizes the importance of self-love and acceptance on the track of love. He explains that we need to learn to love ourselves unconditionally and accept all parts of ourselves, including our flaws and imperfections. This self-love is the foundation for all healthy, loving relationships. Ruiz also discusses the concept of conditional love versus unconditional love. He explains that conditional love is based on expectations and conditions, such as I will love you if you do X, Y, and Z. Unconditional love, on the other hand, is based on acceptance and is not dependent on any conditions or expectations. To cultivate unconditional love, Ruiz emphasizes the importance of self-awareness and mindfulness. He explains that we need to become aware of our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors and how they affect our relationships with ourselves and others. By being mindful, we can become more present and loving in our interactions with others. Ruiz also discusses the power of intention on the track of love. He explains that our intentions shape our reality and that we can use our intentions to cultivate love in all areas of our lives. By setting our intention on love, we can attract loving relationships and create a life filled with joy and happiness. Chapter 4. The Magical Kitchen. In this chapter, Ruiz introduces the concept of the magical kitchen, which represents our inner world and the beliefs and ideas that we hold about ourselves and the world around us. Just like in a physical kitchen, we can choose what ingredients we use to create our experiences, and we have the power to transform negative experiences into positive ones. Ruiz emphasizes that the quality of our inner world determines the quality of our outer experiences. He suggests that by becoming aware of our negative beliefs and thought patterns, we can begin to transform them and create a more positive inner world. He also suggests that we can use the magical kitchen to nourish ourselves and others with love and positive energy. Don Miguel Ruiz introduces the concept of the magical kitchen, which is a metaphor for the heart. According to Ruiz, the magical kitchen is the place where we store all of our emotions and experiences, both positive and negative. Ruiz believes that just like a physical kitchen, our magical kitchen needs to be cleaned and maintained regularly. If we don't clean it, negative emotions like fear, anger, and jealousy can accumulate and create chaos and unhappiness in our lives. The first step in cleaning our magical kitchen is to become aware of our emotions and recognize when they are negative. We can do this by practicing mindfulness and paying attention to our thoughts and feelings. Once we become aware of negative emotions, we can then begin to examine and question them. For example, we can ask ourselves why we are feeling angry or jealous and whether these emotions are serving us in a positive way. Another important aspect of cleaning our magical kitchen is to practice forgiveness. Forgiveness allows us to let go of negative emotions and release any resentment or anger we may be holding on to. This can be a difficult process, but it is essential for creating inner peace and happiness. In addition to cleaning our magical kitchen, Ruiz also emphasizes the importance of nourishing it with positive emotions and experiences. This can be done through self-care, spending time with loved ones, and engaging in activities that bring us joy. Chapter 5. The Perfect Relationship. In this chapter, Ruiz discusses the concept of the perfect relationship, which is not based on external factors such as appearance or wealth, but rather on the internal qualities of the individuals involved. He suggests that a perfect relationship is one where both partners are committed to self-love and personal growth, and where they support each other in this process. Ruiz argues that a perfect relationship is not about finding someone who completes us, but rather about becoming complete within ourselves and sharing that wholeness with another person. He suggests that we can create the perfect relationship by focusing on the present moment, being honest and open with our partners, and practicing unconditional love. According to Ruiz, the perfect relationship is not an idealized, fairy tale romance but rather a relationship that is grounded in reality and based on mutual respect and unconditional love. Ruiz believes that the perfect relationship starts with loving and accepting oneself. When we love ourselves, we are able to show up authentically in our relationships and communicate our needs and desires honestly. This creates a foundation of trust and mutual respect that is essential for a healthy and fulfilling relationship. Another key aspect of the perfect relationship is the idea of unconditional love. According to Ruiz, unconditional love means loving someone without any conditions or expectations. This means accepting the other person exactly as they are, flaws and all, and not trying to change or control them. This allows for a deep connection and a sense of freedom within the relationship. Ruiz also emphasizes the importance of communication and understanding in the perfect relationship. Communication should be open and honest, with both partners listening and seeking to understand each other's perspectives. This creates a sense of intimacy and connection that allows for growth and evolution within the relationship. Lastly, Ruiz believes that the perfect relationship requires a commitment to growth and evolution. Both partners should be committed to their own personal growth and the growth of the relationship. This means being open to change and learning from the challenges that arise within the relationship. Chapter 6. The Magical Kitchen and the Magical Kitchen Dance. In this chapter, Don Miguel Ruiz introduces the concept of the magical kitchen, which represents the space within us where we create our own reality. He explains that the ingredients we use in this kitchen are our thoughts, emotions, and actions. When we use positive ingredients, we can create a life filled with love and happiness. Ruiz also introduces the idea of the magical kitchen dance, which is the process of using our thoughts, emotions, and actions to create the reality we desire. He encourages us to be aware of the ingredients we use in our kitchen and to choose them intentionally in order to create the life we want. According to Don Miguel Ruiz, the magical kitchen represents our heart, and the ingredients we use in the kitchen represent our emotions. He explains that just like we carefully choose the ingredients we use in our food, we must also carefully choose the emotions we bring into our relationships. We need to use positive emotions like joy, happiness, and love, and avoid negative emotions like anger, jealousy, and resentment. The author also talks about the importance of mastering our emotions and understanding how they affect our relationships. He explains that just like a master chef who knows how to balance the flavors in a dish, we need to learn how to balance our emotions to create a harmonious relationship. This involves being aware of our emotions and how they affect our behavior and communication with our partner. The magical kitchen dance is a beautiful metaphor for the dance of love between two people. The author explains that just like two chefs working in a kitchen, two people in a relationship must work together to create a beautiful and harmonious relationship. This involves being aware of each other's emotions and being able to communicate effectively to resolve conflicts and maintain a positive connection. Chapter 7. The Dream Master. In this chapter, Don Miguel Ruiz talks about the importance of being a dream master. He explains that we are all dreaming all the time, whether we are asleep or awake, and that we have the power to create the dream we want to live in. He emphasizes the need to be conscious of our thoughts and beliefs because they shape our reality. By becoming a dream master, we can learn to control our dreams and create the life we want to live. Ruiz also talks about the importance of self-love and acceptance in becoming a dream master. He explains that we need to learn to love ourselves unconditionally and accept all parts of ourselves, including our flaws and imperfections. Only then can we truly master our dreams and create a life of joy and fulfillment. Don Miguel Ruiz introduces the concept of the dream master, which is a metaphor for the part of our mind that creates our personal dream or perception of reality. According to Ruiz, the dream master is responsible for creating the stories we tell ourselves about who we are, what we believe, and how we should behave. These stories are often based on our past experiences and cultural conditioning and can limit our perception of what is possible in our lives. Ruiz believes that in order to become a master of our dreams, we need to become aware of the stories we are telling ourselves and question their validity. This requires a willingness to challenge our beliefs and consider alternative perspectives. One key aspect of becoming a dream master is learning to differentiate between what is real and what is simply a story we are telling ourselves. Ruiz believes that much of our suffering comes from believing our stories as if they were real, when in fact they are simply perceptions and interpretations of reality. Another important aspect of becoming a dream master is learning to detach from our stories and see them as separate from our true selves. This allows us to let go of limiting beliefs and create new stories that are more aligned with our authentic selves. Ruiz also emphasizes the importance of taking responsibility for our stories and the impact they have on our lives. By recognizing that we have the power to change our stories and create our own reality, we can begin to live more intentionally and purposefully. Chapter 8. The Love That Makes You Free. In this chapter, Don Miguel Ruiz talks about the power of love to set us free. He explains that love is not possessive or controlling but rather liberating and empowering. When we love someone, we allow them to be themselves and to follow their own path, even if it is not the same as ours. This kind of love is freeing because it allows us to be ourselves as well. Ruiz also talks about the importance of not attaching our happiness to someone else. He explains that true happiness comes from within and that we cannot rely on another person to make us happy. When we love ourselves and are content with who we are, we can love others without any conditions or expectations. This kind of love is truly freeing because it is not based on anything external. Don Miguel Ruiz explores the concept of the love that makes you free. According to Ruiz, this type of love is not possessive or controlling, but rather liberating and empowering. Ruiz believes that true love is based on freedom and respect. This means that each person in the relationship is free to be their authentic self and to pursue their own goals and interests. It also means that each person respects the other's autonomy and does not try to control or manipulate them. Another key aspect of the love that makes you free is the idea of unconditional love. Ruiz believes that unconditional love means loving someone without any conditions or expectations. This means accepting the other person exactly as they are, flaws and all, and not trying to change or control them. This allows for a deep connection and a sense of freedom within the relationship. Ruiz also emphasizes the importance of forgiveness in the love that makes you free. Forgiveness allows us to let go of past hurts and resentments and create space for love and growth in our relationships. This can be a difficult process, but it is essential for creating inner peace and happiness. In addition, Ruiz believes that the love that makes you free is based on the idea of the common goal. This means that both partners in the relationship are working towards a common goal or purpose, whether it be personal growth or a shared project. This creates a sense of unity and connection that is essential for a healthy and fulfilling relationship. Chapter 9. The Love That Forgives. In this chapter, Don Miguel Ruiz talks about the power of forgiveness in love. He explains that forgiveness is essential for healing and letting go of past hurts. Without forgiveness, we hold on to the pain and suffering, which can prevent us from experiencing true love and happiness. Ruiz emphasizes the importance of forgiving ourselves as well as others. He explains that we all make mistakes and have flaws, and that it is essential to love and accept ourselves unconditionally. When we can forgive ourselves, we can also forgive others, which leads to greater love and compassion. Finally, Ruiz talks about the importance of letting go of the past and living in the present moment. He explains that the past is over and cannot be changed, and that the future is not yet here. The only moment we have is the present, and we need to make the most of it. By letting go of the past and forgiving ourselves and others, we can live in the present moment with love and joy. Don Miguel Ruiz explores the concept of the love that forgives. According to Ruiz, forgiveness is an essential aspect of love, and it is necessary for us to learn to forgive ourselves and others if we want to experience true love. Ruiz believes that forgiveness is not about condoning or excusing harmful behavior, but rather about letting go of the anger and resentment that we hold towards ourselves and others. This allows us to move forward with our lives and experience a greater sense of inner peace and happiness. One key aspect of the love that forgives is learning to forgive ourselves. Ruiz emphasizes the importance of self-love and self-acceptance, and he encourages us to let go of any negative self-talk or self-criticism that may be holding us back. By learning to love and accept ourselves, we can cultivate a greater sense of compassion and forgiveness towards others. Another important aspect of the love that forgives is learning to forgive others. Ruiz believes that holding on to anger and resentment towards others only harms ourselves, and that true forgiveness allows us to let go of these negative emotions and move forward in our lives. This can be a difficult process, but it is essential for creating healthy and fulfilling relationships. Ruiz also emphasizes the importance of communication in the love that forgives. By expressing our feelings and needs in a compassionate and respectful way, we can create a deeper sense of understanding and connection in our relationships. This allows us to work through any conflicts or misunderstandings that may arise, and to cultivate a greater sense of forgiveness and acceptance towards others. Conclusion. Overall, the book argues that love is an essential part of our lives, and that true love comes from within. The author provides practical advice on how to cultivate self-love, overcome the wounds of the past, and develop healthy relationships with others. The book emphasizes the importance of being present in the moment, letting go of fear and attachment, and choosing love over fear. The author also explores the idea of the dream master, the part of us that creates our reality through our thoughts and beliefs, and how to use this power to create a life filled with love and happiness.